Hey, what's up everybody, my name is Zelkenon, and welcome to a brand new series that I'm just trying out. For one note, this will not be a daily series. I have too many things going on with my slow-ass internet to do all the series I want every single day. This would be like once every other day kind of series if it does well. So you can tell by the title what it is, and I'm going to go through like several gods, whatever gods you ask me to do. I do kind of like pros and cons. This is all my opinion. Just going to say that this is all my opinion on the god of the pros and cons to it. So without further ado, this is Kuang. Now I tell I have legendary skin, and if you know, or you don't know, it doesn't really matter, but I play Kuang quite often, and the main reason why this is just starting out with the pros is that he is really easy to play. He's really self-explanatory with what his abilities do. You know, he doesn't have some really crazy descriptions on his abilities and what they do. It's just really simple. It's really, if you're new to the game, I definitely recommend Kuang if you know you like this type of play style to begin with. He's just really easy, and even his passive kind of gives you a hint on how to build him, which is really neat. So I'm gonna go back and show you, if you don't know about that passive, which I'm sure a majority of people do. Graceful Winds, increase magical power by 5% of maximum mana. So that gives you kind of hint right there on where to start with Kuang, if you're not doing the recommended build, that is okay. So ideally, the more mana I have, the more magical power I have. So that would give you a little hint on what items to buy. So that's really good for the new people to Smite. Now moving on next to his one is his Squall. His Squall is really simple. It's a straight line, deals magical damage, and slows them. Really simple. The damage is mediocre in the beginning, but later on it does a fair bit of damage. So I'll bring that up here in a second. Here we go. This is what it does. It scales pretty nicely. The slow is quite a bit. It's a really nice combo. The combo your I'm not gonna go back yet. The combo your Squall with other abilities. So you can slow them down, and that gives you, you know, it makes it much easier for you to drop your tornado on them, or drop your ulti on them, or if you have Polynomicon, it'll be really easy to, you know, land that basic attack and whatnot. So it's really good, and it really helps, you know, when chasing people down. Now, it also works really well with his 2, which is Slither. If you don't know about Slither, it increases your movement speed, and you are immune to slows for 1 sec when activated. So you can combo this up. You can speed yourself up and then slow your enemy down, and then follow up with other abilities like Tornado or your ulti, or general or basic attacks, or for your, you know, your allies to bring them down and kill them. And it also allows you to, you know, have some type of escape. Now, still in the pros, moving on to his 3, which is Tornadoes. He's most infamous for his Tornadoes, and there's really good reasons why you should be scared of his Tornadoes. For one, it is massive. If you look at that, it takes majority of a lane. Now, I know maps are different, so the lane sizes do scale. But this lane size, as you can see there, it takes up most of it, and this is the Joust. You can access this through, you know, 1v1 Joust League, or the most, you know, common is the 3v3 Joust. So you can use this to your advantage for poking, you know, putting pressure on the enemy, kind of splitting their team up, and that goes for any game mode. You can really just cause a lot of mayhem in a team fight with that Tornado, because everybody be trying to get out of it. And it does a lot of damage. Now, what I mean by a lot of damage is, as you can see here, damage every 0.5 seconds for 3 seconds, and it is refreshed if enemies stay within the radius. So, if they don't know how to get out, or if you can stun them, it's like if somebody else stuns them, drops their tornado, it's going to keep refreshing the timer until they leave it. Then it's going to last for 4 seconds once they leave. So that is a lot of damage. Now, what's also really cool about the tornado, excuse me, is that you can combo it with other, other abilities, and also other items that will enhance their tornado to do a lot more damage. Now, I'll be getting that into a second. And what's also really cool about Tornado if some people may not know, the more you put points to it, the lower the cooldown is. So if you're not building cooldown reduction items, you don't want to, that's fine. As long as you put points to your 3 as you progress, it'll be a shorter cooldown timer. So that is a really neat factor to have. Alright, going on back. Now, what I was saying earlier about you can enhance your tornado with various items. Now, various items include some items in my build here, my favorite build. Spear Magus. If you look at it, power penetration, that's cool, whatever, but if you look at the passive, enemies hit by your damaging abilities, which would be the tornado, have their magical protection reduced by 10 points and 10% for 5 seconds. You can stack this up to twice. So, since it does damage over time, the tornado is going to drop those 2 stacks really quickly and reduce their protection by 10 points and 20% for 5 seconds. That's a lot, and of course, it will keep refreshing as they get ticked by it. So, you can lower their protections with your tornado and follow up with your other abilities if you wish to. So you'll be hitting a lot harder with that. On top, it gives you, the 15 penetration. Now, what the hell? Okay, Raw, you need to calm down, dude. You are too much. Another item, Gem of Isolation. This will, if you look at past it, enemies hit by damaging abilities, the tornado, will slow them by 25% for 2 seconds. Now, the more they take damage, it will keep refreshing the timer of 2 seconds. Now, so if they in the heart of the tornado, they're going to be slowed in there, and it'll keep refreshing the timer on the tornado, doing more damage. Also, you can stack this with your squall. So add 25% to any of these numbers where you're currently at, and that is how slow they will be, enabling you to follow up with other abilities and your teammates' others' abilities. Now his ulti, real quickly. His ulti is really amazing. It does a crapload of damage, a set number plus 120% of your magical power, so that is really heavy hitting, and it's a huge wide line of damage as seen here, and it goes through objects if you don't know. Now, cons, real quickly. I don't want to make these videos too long because nobody really sticks around for the entire video, and also, I don't take you guys' time out too much. Cons. The cons to a squall. If you're not too good at landing basic attacks, you will miss quite often with your squall. If they're not stunned or slowed. So that's why it's good to have slowing abilities, so you can aim it a lot better. Now moving on to his slither. It's not that great of an escape. Being honest, straightforward. If you have to play defensively without Kuang. Yes, you can drop your tornado on yourself, which is another utility used for the tornado. Drop it on yourself and slither around it, do ply-and-om hits, or your squall, your ulti. But besides the fact, it's not really great of an escape. It increases your speed by a little bit, but it's not much at all compared to other gods like Janos. Take portals through a wall. Scylla teleport around. Other gods have better escapes than Kuang. Now, his tornado. The bad thing about it is, honestly, not too much is bad about the tornado except early game. Early game, you have to use your tornado to clear minions if you don't have another lane clear with you. And now, the reason why I say early game is because later on you will, reduce the timer of it, the cooldown. But you can't really use your tornado offensively that much in the early game. You have to use it to clear minions. That's my only really complaint about it. Besides that, there's no flaws to it that much. His ulti, like I said before, if you're not too good at landing basic attacks, it can be a little pain to aim it. And also to mention, it's really slow. It's really slow compared to Raw's laser, and whatnot. So that could lead to some misses in the ulti, especially in assault. People tend to miss it quite a bit. The main reason why people miss it is because they don't wait to the target's low HP, or more so the issue of waiting till they're slowed or stunned. So that's the only bad thing about that. It's something you kind of have and work on without Kuang, is knowing where your enemies are going. So you kind of have to predict where they're moving in order to land your squalls, your tornado more often, and your ulti more often. Another tip here is it doesn't do. his ulti also does damage on top of you. So if somebody is following you up behind, or if they're on top of you, drop your ulti on yourself and they run into it, or just get damaged by it. So if they're running at you behind you, you can drop this, and the time delayed, if they're still chasing you, they will be hit by it. So that is that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.